Yes, hi everyone. Welcome to our today's class. This is our lesson number 7, I think so. We did number 6 yesterday, and we are going to move forward to lesson number 7. And remember, guys, to start from lesson 1, lesson 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? And remember, you need to register by sending me your email address and your full name. You got my WhatsApp number, or you can just check below. There is my WhatsApp number and my email address in order for you to get the registration from Cisco, right? Yes, and 3 lessons left before us finishing our program, CCNA 1. So it's only 3 lessons left. And after those 3 lessons, you are going to start writing exams from the platform. And after writing the exams, you are going to get your certifications, like a digital copy of your certificate and a digital badge, like a logo that shows like you are Cisco certified and you completed your first course. And that logo, you can share it via social media. Like everybody will know like you completed a particular training. Without wasting my time, today we are going to talk about switches and routers. Remember, last time we did basic switches and routers configurations, but today now we are going to go back again, try to make sure that you guys understand these concepts better. So I will try to share my screen. Uh, yes. Yes, guys, what you need to do, we are going to drag and drop one switch or 2 or 3, it depends. So this is the switch. So the name of this particular switch is the 2950 series. So you have a switch. It's obvious for you to configure it, you need a computer, so like a desktop or a laptop. I can take a desktop. Remember, you need a console cable. You click on connections, you click on you click on console cable, you go to your computer. Don't plug to the network interface card. You must plug to the serial port. Your computer must have a serial port. You click there and you go to your switch, you click to console, right? So when you are done, your computer must have an emulation, like a software, like a terminal emulation. That software will allow you now to access the switch, right? Very easy. You can go to the internet, you can just check uh, like, the terminal emulation types. So you can see they are here. You can download one of them, but I use the most this one, right? And let's see from the pictures. Yes, so it looks something like this. So you download one of them, you just start it from your computer. Because we are using a simulator for now, you need to go to your computer and you go to desktop, and this time you go to terminal, right? And you press enter. But because I want you to see properly, because there are 2 ways, you can just come here, you go to terminal, and you come here and you press enter, right? But because I want you to have a better view, you can just go to the switch, you click on CLI because it's much bigger, right? So there are 2 ways. You can just click on the switch, you go to CLI. But in reality, physically, you need a console cable, you plug to your computer, and you go to terminal, right? But don't worry for now, we're still beginners, slowly by slowly. So after completing your CCNA 1, you are going to move to CCNA 2, that is like intermediate level. So guys, now we are here. You need to remember this. When you access a switch, basically from the basic level, we are going to talk about like 3 modes, right? Let me make it a bit bigger. Or a Cisco switch. So for now, I'm just talking about those 3 modes. Don't worry. They are different ones, but those ones, they're the most, right? Number 1, we call it a user mode. A user mode, right? So a user mode, you are going to know that you are in user mode by seeing the symbol. So this one shows you like you are in user mode, right? From here, you cannot do much. You need to move to another mode, right? So for you to move to the next mode, you must type the command like enable. Now we're gonna go to the next mode. This mode, we call it the privilege mode. Privilege mode, right? Privilege. Privilege mode. It's the privilege mode. How will you know that? Oh, whatever. Well, I click somewhere else. Okay. Yes. How will you know that you're in privilege mode? This, you're gonna see this means you are in a privilege mode, right? From here, you can just monitor some of the configurations, right? But don't worry. Okay, let's first I talk about those 2 modes, the user mode and the privilege mode. We are here, right? So we are in user mode. For us to move to the privilege mode, you're gonna type the command enable, right? When you type this, you press what? Enter. You can see that you are now in what? You are in privilege mode. You understand? You are in privilege mode. Suppose like you wanna check the current configurations. Suppose like you wanna know what are the configurations that are there already. Suppose like there's a problem in your network. You wanna troubleshoot something. How will you check what are the current configurations? Right? So you're gonna use what we call the show command. You just say show run. Right? So show run means you are telling the switch to show you the running configurations, and you press like enter. By pressing like enter, you can see the configurations, right? You can see the versions that you are using, the versions of the operating system that is running on this particular switch. You can see the name of the switch. You can see like the port more. You can press like enter to see more. You press enter, right? You can see like there is no IP address. There is no password for your line console. There is no password for your line virtual. You can continue by pressing the like enter, right? So you as a specialist, there is a problem. Some of the computers cannot be connected to the network. What can you do? You must go to your switch. You must check what are the current configurations. Maybe there is a mistake on the configuration side, right? How to check? You must go to the switch, but don't use the user mode. You must go first to the privilege mode by typing the command enable. Now you're gonna come to the privilege mode and you just type show run. Show run means show me the running configurations. Show me the current configurations. What are the configurations that are there, right? So you have a switch, you wanna see what's inside the switch, you type show run. And from your screen, you will see all the configurations inside the switch, like here again, right? So for you to see further, but those are just the basic first, what you need to understand. Maybe you wanna know the version of the operating systems that the switch is using. It's version like 12.1. What is the name of the switch? It's switch, and you press again enter, 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 enter. You can see there is no IP, there is no password for line console, and so on. Right? Now, suppose like you wanna come back to the user mode. How to come back? You can type exit. You can exit. And you press again, enter. Right? This is the exercise. So when you wanna go to privilege mode, you type enable. When you wanna go back maybe to user mode again, you type again what? Exit. Exit, like enter again. Right? Enable. Press enter. Right? You wanna see the configurations, like the current configurations. Show run. Show run basically is just a shortcut, but it's show running configurations. So the actual command, let me just type it for you here. Like for checking the configurations, you can use this command, show run, but normally it's show run running configuration, but I like the shortcut. So you just type show run. All right. So this is probably like in your network, you want to start configuring stuff, you want to fix some of the problems, just go to your switch, just say show run. Right? Those are the show command. Yes, now we are here. Okay. Now, guys, we want to move to the actual configuration. We want to start configuring the switch. What is the command? From here, the command that you need, it's configure terminal. Configure a terminal, right? This is the command that you need to type. Okay. So you go to your switch, you type a configure terminal, and you press enter. Oh, I put it E, there is no E like at the end. There is no E. When it's showing like this means there is error, right? No, so I'm a French speaker, so most of the time. Okay, so like this, it's showing you like there is an error here. You have just to repeat, configure terminal, right? So this one, we call it global configuration mode. So the third one is what we call a global configuration mode. So those are the three modes, guys, basic at the basic level, right? We have the user mode. From the user mode, you must type enable, like in order for you to move to the privilege mode. From the privilege mode, most of the time, you can monitor. When you want to monitor your device, you want to show, you want to view some of the configurations, you must go to privilege mode, right? Not so. When you are now in privilege mode, which command you're going to type? The configure terminal. Now you're going to move where? You're going to move to global configuration mode. This is where the configurations will happen. 99% of all your configurations, you must be in global configurations mode. Don't be in user mode, you wanna do the configurations. No. Don't be in privilege mode, you wanna start your configurations. No. 99% of your configurations will be done in global configuration mode, right? But slowly by slowly, like in CCNA 2, you are going again to learn more about those configurations, right? So we are here now, we are in global configurations mode. You see it's showing you config because we're in global configuration mode. So if you wanna come back, just type like exit, you press enter again, you can exit again, you type enter. When you don't see anything, just press like enter, right? So if you wanna go again to global configurations mode, enable, configure terminal, right? We are here. So you know how to go to global configurations mode and how to come back. Sometimes you can also type disable. Some people like it, okay, because it's like a simulator. Sometimes it's not working. Let's try also with end. You can also type like end, okay, like with end it's working, and it's showing like error. We have to wait for it to be. You can wait for a few minutes, or sometimes. Let me try this if it's gonna. Okay. So guys, those are the three modes that you need, right? So as I said, guys, we're talking about three modes: user mode, uh, privilege mode, and the global configuration mode, right? So now those three modes are very important. When you access your switch, you are in user mode. How will you know that you're in user mode? You are going to see the symbol superior, right? How to move from user mode to privilege mode? You're going to type the command enable. After typing, it's going to bring you to the privilege mode. From the privilege mode, it's when you want to view some of the configurations from your switch, when you want to monitor your switch, right? So the commands that we are going to see later on, you can use them in privilege mode just for monitoring the device. Like what? Like the command that we spoke about, show run, right? Okay. And the last one is the global configuration mode. How will you go to global configuration mode? You're going to type configure space terminal, right? So user mode, privilege mode, a global configuration mode. From user mode, you cannot do much. How to move from there? You type the command enable. You will go to privilege mode. From the privilege mode, you can use the show command to view some of the configurations, most of the configurations, like show space run. From the privilege mode, you have to type configure terminal in order to move to the global configuration mode. This is where most of the configurations will happen, right? Now, how to go back? You can go up to user mode. You can type exit, exit, exit. I saw some of the switches of disable or end is not working. So just use the exit, exit, exit. Like exit, enter, you go back. Like exit, enter, you go back, right? Okay, let's try to share again my screen. Yes, guys, configure terminal. Now we saw how to change the switch name. You must type host name. You give it a name, switch one, maybe flow one. All right. This is how to change your switch name. You press like enter. Right. When you are here, you can try to protect your console port by putting a password from the ports, the console port from your switch, because you don't want nobody to access, to use its own console cable to access your switch. How to put a password? You just say line console 0. This is the name of the port, the console port. You press enter, password. You can say like Cisco 123X. So you say password space, you put your password. And the last one, you're gonna say login, right? Why you said login? Because you want a message to pop up that will ask like a user to punch a password. You see here, guys, this is a new mode. We call it a line mode, right? So we spoke about user mode, privilege mode, a global configurations mode. But when you wanna configure the line console, it's going to go to the line mode, right? and you press like enter, right? And guys, we spoke about how to assign like an IP address to your switch, right? For you to access or for you to assign like an IP address to your switch, remember, normally switches don't use like IP addresses. You cannot assign a port from the switch an IP address, right? So because you cannot do that, what we always do, you need to assign it to a virtual port, right? So normally like a switch don't use like IP addresses, right? Now, how are you going to access that switch? How are you going to configure that switch? Because most of the time, maybe you are at home, you want to access your switch and you want to configure it. Maybe you're at the restaurant, they can call you, they can phone you by informing you like there's a problem with your switch, you cannot, maybe your company is down, there is no network, there is no Wi-Fi and so on. You cannot be coming from wherever you are and start working or start driving to your company just for fixing some issues. You must be able to access that switch remotely via distance. You are there by the restaurant with your phone, with your laptop, you can access the company's switch and you can configure it from wherever you are. But how are you going to access it? It's only an IP address that can allow you to do so. So that switch will require an IP address. But that IP is a virtual IP. It's like an IP address for a virtual port. Now, how to assign it? You must say the interface VLAN1. This is how to call it, the interface VLAN1. So you are assigning an IP address to a virtual LAN, a virtual port, and you press what? Enter. From here, how to assign IP address? You type the entire word, like IP address. We're gonna take a class C, remember, 192.168, maybe .2 space, you put a subnet mask, don't worry for now, it's 255.255.255.0, right? And from here, you're gonna press enter, right? Just a way to bring this port up, you can type no shutdown. This command is like you are activating the port, right? No shutdown. If one of the port from your router, one of the port is off, by typing the command no shutdown means you activate the port, you enable the port. Right? So, and you press again, enter. You can see this message that shows you like interface VLAN 1, like changed the status to up. So up means the interface now it's activated. All right, guys? Now, suppose like you are here, you wanna check your configurations, right? Remember, you can use show run for you to view the configurations. But if you are not in privilege mode, don't use the show run. Like here, we are not in privilege mode. We have to exit multiple times in order for us to go to the privilege mode. Or you can type the end command. But for now, so if you are here, you can just say do show run. Do show run means that because I'm not in a privilege mode, but I wanna see my current configurations, right? So you are asking more privileges. So you type do show run and you press enter, right? When you press like enter, you can see this your switch name. And when you press again like enter, you can see your interface VLAN 1 and you can see the IP address. You press again enter and you can see your line console password. Understand? Suppose like you are not the engineer, you are not the guy who configured that switch, but when they're gonna just give you a switch, you need to understand what are the configurations on this particular switch, right? So what you're gonna do, you just plug your console cable, you go to your computer, you start your terminal emulations, and you go to the switch and you start say what? You go to privilege mode and you say show run. and you know, no, there's a problem. This IP is the wrong IP. Maybe this switch name, we have to change it. This is how to check the configurations, right? Now, from here, we can exit. You exit once, you exit again, enter, right? We spoke about how to save, maybe not, but how to save now your configurations, guys. When it comes to saving, switches routers will have two types of configurations. There is what we call running configurations and startup configurations. The one that I'm typing now, those are the running configurations, right? If you don't save your work, those configurations will disappear, right? Because those are the running configurations. Those are the configurations that you're actually doing now. So when it comes to switches, routers, we do have two types of configurations. Running configurations, the one that we're typing now, and the startup configurations. After saving the running configurations, you are going to get what we call startup configurations. Those are the configurations that comes with the switch when you power it on. Now, how to save? Remember, guys, for saving, you must come to privilege mode. You need to exit, exit, exit until you are here. You are in privilege mode. You know how to exit. Now you're gonna say what? Copy, run, start. So I'm just making it short. But normally it's copy running, config, space, startup, config. But I'm just making it short. You must say copy, run, start. So you are telling the switch, please, can you copy all the my running configurations, whatever that I've been doing here? Can you copy it to start? Right? So you are asking the switch to copy whatever that you've been doing now, the running configurations, to where? To the startup. And you press enter. They're gonna ask you the destination file, and you say just yes. Right? Very easy, guys. Right? So we're gonna go to the router. We're gonna practice again, so that for your CCNA one, so I will be happy to see that everybody's able to navigate around these configurations, right? Let's go again. Let's close this one. This time around, we are going to configure a router. You just click on router, maybe one of them there. And remember, you need a console cable and so on, but because I don't want to waste time, you just click on your router, you go and say CLI, the command line interface. Here. So the router, they will ask you, do you want to be helped, right? What does it mean? It means that the router will start like guiding you, asking you, what is your host name? What is your IP address, right? But for now, we don't want to be helped. We want to do things by ourselves. So you need to say no. And you press enter, right? When they're saying return means enter again. You are where? You are in user mode, right? You are in routers user mode. You cannot do much. We need to move to privilege mode. How to move? Let's enable. You press enter, right? From here, this is the privilege mode. The most important things you can do here is to view the current configurations. How to view? Show run. You want to see the current configurations from the router. What are or the startup configurations, because like until now we did nothing, right? Okay, show run. You can see the host name, it's router, right? And there is no IPs, like all the interfaces, like your line console has nothing, right? Now, let's change the router's name, right? And let's give a password to our line console, right? The configure terminal. you press enter, right? Host name, router flow 1, maybe. Let's put a password, right? We're gonna protect the console port. Line console 0, let's enter the password. You can say Cisco 21, it depends, you choose your own password, you press enter. Remember to say login. Login means it has to pop up and you press like enter, right? And you can exit. You can exit again, you press enter, right? If you wanna see again your configurations, show run. All right. You can see your line console password. You can see your host name. You can see the versions of the operating systems or iOS. Don't worry about for now. So guys, and remember, for you to save, you need to take whatever that is running, you put them under the startup. What is the command? Like copy, run, start. You press enter, and enter again means that you saved your configurations, right? So without going like further, this is how, guys, you can do basic stuff when you are dealing with routers and switches, right? Let's try to practice again. You just go to file. So if you wanna save or not, for me, I just want, yeah. So we are going to try to do one of the exercise, right? So what we are going to do, maybe like here, you have a switch, you have another switch here, and you have another switch. We're gonna connect those two switches, no crossover. Remember, they are the same. Fast Ethernet, maybe fast Ethernet there. The same things also, you can do it here, right? And you can drag and drop some of the computers here, right? And you're gonna run your cables. You click on connections. Remember, you're gonna take straight because they are different. Like any, I'm just going fast. Okay, the same, like as here. Right? And you can have another switch maybe here, like another one here. And you can have a saver there, and you can have a printer. Yes, and remember, let's separate them using the colors. You click there. For the new versions, for you to draw, you must check here on top. A rectangle, fill color, select. I can select this one. You say yes. And select another one. Oh, no color. Okay, like this. Select. Yes. Okay. And when you are done, you can put some notes. Remember, new versions, you must check on top here. Maybe this one is marketing department, right? This one maybe it's a finance department. This is like IT department, right? And this one maybe it's flow one. This one maybe it's flow two, and maybe this one it's flow three. So they are in different flows, right? Now you want to connect them, right? Suppose like you don't want to waste time, right? You can just go to your server. We're gonna give them like automatic IP. So first you run your cables, right? There's one switch maybe in flow one where all the computers from that flow is connected to. There's another switch in flow two where all the computers are connected to. And in flow three, there is another switch where all the IT stuff are connected to. And those three switches are connected to the main switch. Now we want to assign the IPs to everybody. We want to do it automatically. You just go to your server, you go to desktop. Remember, your server must have its own IP. We're going to use a class C. Remember, class C, it's 192.168.3 maybe .1, right? So when you finish that with your IP, you can just press tab so that this one will come. And when you are done, you go to services, you go to DHCP, you must make it on, you must activate your DHCP, and here your first IP maybe you're gonna pick up 4, and maximum number of users you can say 50, like 50 IP only. And when you are done, you must click on add. Let me, what are they saying? Oh, the pool name is already there. Let's say bank network. So the name was already there, so you can give it another name. And you add, it's here. The bank name is this one, and you save. You add and you save, right? And when you are done, you just go to every computer, you go to desktop, you go to IP, you click on DHCP, right? So you are going to send somebody from your company to go and do what? You can say, okay, go to like all the computers, you go to IPs, you just like click on dynamic on DHCP. And you're gonna do the same, right? Like all your computers here, like even your printer, right? You can do the same. You click on configurations, you go to fast Ethernet, you can click, right? So that your printer also can have an IP address. You do the same. Yes. Let me see the printer, it was, okay. Now you can try to test the connectivity at the printer, it's dot fast Ethernet, okay, 4. Suppose like I wanna check, so if this guy computer can talk to the printer, you just go there, you type ping the IP address of the printer 192.168.3.4, I think, and you press like enter. You can see that the printer can reply, and the most important is packet sent 4, received 4, lost it's 0. So there is a connectivity between this computer and the printer. So this guy can actually print. You understand? So the same as this guy like there. You can try also to ping there. And see there is a reply, right? So these guys also there, they can also do what? They can communicate with the printer, they can print. So you as a network engineer, most of the time, users here, maybe they cannot print. You need to start by checking the cabling. So if the cabling is correct, maybe if the cabling is correct, you must move to IPs. Maybe the printer using like wrong IPs and so on, right? So this is just a basic level. It's just a normal network. That way you can see that when you are doing a CCNA, course, basically, you don't learn small networks. You are learning networks for corporations, for banks, because small networks, just by finishing your CCNA one, you are going to have a clear understanding about how to manage a small networks with maybe one or two buildings, right? Yeah, so this is, suppose like you have a router, you can drag and drop like one of the router here, and you can connect this router to the switch. Remember, they are different. You're gonna use the straight ones, right? And you connect, right? So if you see that it's still red, because from the router, the port must be off, no, must be on. You just like click on the router, right? You go to configurations, or maybe let's first check which port it was. Okay, it was 0/0. You just go to your router, you look for 0/0. Too small, I cannot even see it, which one it's. Okay, this is the 0/0. You just say on, right? When you bring it on, you can see now it's green, right? But don't use it this way. So from the router also here, right? You can bring another router here, and you can bring another switch here, and you can bring another guy like here, and you run your cable here. And from here, and router to router, remember they are the same. We're gonna take a course over, right? So this one may be, okay, let's say this network, this one is another building, right? Building B, or maybe we can say it's Pretoria. And you guys here, you are in Durban, 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 and Durban. But you are working for the same company, right? So you wanna connect this guy here to these other people, because this guy, maybe your bank application management is here, like on the server here. This guy also must access it, right? So you can see it's still red. Why? Because from the router, by default, ports are off. You need to bring them on. You go to your router, you click, so I think it's this one, you make it on, the same. You're gonna come there, configurations, this one must be on, this one too must be on, right? So, but from CCNA 2, you are going to learn now how to configure routers, because routers got their own languages, right? From CCNA 2, because when you learn about routers, this is not small networks again. We are talking about wide area networks, right? But I gave you an idea, like there's a city here, there's another city, you want to connect your two cities, you can use routers, all right? Yes, guys. Yeah, thank you very much. What you need to do, watch the videos. You need to take notes. Whatever that you don't understand, you repeat again. Repeat the exercises. Repeat the labs. You can come up with your own lab, right? Remember to contact me via WhatsApp or via email in order for you to get your registration confirmations. Yeah, bye.